Horizon Zero Dawn. Not too far away, like 4 weeks almost exactly.
Yeah, it just went gold too.
So it's ready to release from Guerrilla Games of Killzone fame. But
really big shift for them. Yeah. Obviously, it's third-person open world action with RPG elements, very different.
Yeah, and Kallie, you recently went down to a preview event in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And you got to play more. So we played at E3. Scott Butterworth, I believe, and Jake Decker both played a few preview events, and they got like smaller chunks of the open world to explore.
Yeah, from my understanding, it was more combat focused, like dropping you into a combat situation. Whereas I got to play what I presume was the beginning of the game, I think for the first hour and a half, and then for another 2.5 hours, I played, just kind of explored and crafted and looked at the skill tree a whole bunch and did a lot of combat and climbed a giant machine.
So you have a preview up on GameSpot, which if after the show, you guys can all go read for more in-depth preview as the game is approaching release. Kallie wrote it. It's very good. I read through it, and I'm really excited for the game now. This is one of those games that I've been, it's one of the things, if I didn't work at GameSpot, I would try to watch preview footage much less, just so I don't know a ton about the games when they come out, but by the nature of our job, we kind of have to. This is one of the games I was trying to avoid, but obviously for the segment today and whatnot, I read up more on it after you had written your preview, and I'm excited for it. I think my questions mainly revolve around the gameplay loop, how it works in general, the structure of it, because we've seen they released that cinematic trailer recently. We're watching right now. Kind of shows more. The game's very story oriented. We can go into the premise of it soon, but I guess we could just kind of do a general roundabout of how the game works, because I think there's what a lot of people are talking about. You said like E3 they showed off the combat and whatnot.
Yeah, that's my understanding. I didn't get to play at E3, but I've been excited about this game ever since I saw it. I feel like I have the exact same hair she does, so I got really excited.
She reminds me of it starts with an N, the protagonist's name from Heavenly Sword. I'll look it up while you're talking.
We'll figure it out. But basically, I was trying to figure out what like a typical gameplay loop would look like, and it's a lot of hunting down the machines for parts. So one of the early missions is like literally to just get some parts so you can get fire arrows to go on to attack a bigger machine. And so there's a lot of that. I found it really satisfying because the weaponry is obviously very like ancient inspired. There's bow and arrow, spears and stuff like that. But being able to effectively kill a machine doesn't seem as weird and contradictory as it initially is. Like it sounds like, okay, well, how's an arrow going to do any damage to like a metal saber-toothed tiger thing?
Even fire arrows.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. But she has like a scanning device, and it looks like sort of like a Bluetooth wearable. And
Google Glass.
You get to. Oh, hi! Somebody says hi in the chat. You get to play as her as a 6-year-old for a very brief amount of time, and that's when she finds it. And you can scan the area. You can track sort of where a machine is, if they have like a set path. And then one of the things you can do is highlight their weak points. And that makes the arrow strike. Oh, and the freaking trophy notifications were on when I was capturing. So it felt more natural than I thought it would be, I guess is what I'm saying. So I found that really satisfying. The variety in machines, we got to see a little bit more initially. There's like the Watchers, which we'll call more to you. So the main strategy there is to just take out the Watchers first. And then there's kind of this big, I think it's a sawtooth or something like that.
Damn, like instead of a saber tooth, they just have saws for teeth?
I mean, sure. I didn't get a good look at its teeth because I was running away from it.
Sick. Okay, so here's my thing, and this is not a negative comment, but I think a lot of people are comparing it to Far Cry in third person. The hunting, gathering, open world, stealth or action, and then 3 skill tree. Did it feel like Far Cry games to you?
Yeah, I would say that's a fair comparison.
Modern Far Cry games, I guess, 2 and onward.
Even this right here, just these like outposts you take over.
For sure,
and then I think you send in or you take it over, and your tribe will then spawn there or live there, right, or something like that, which is
Far Cry Primal.
Yeah.
Right. That was just like we were investigating. I think I had to investigate somebody. There was like a massacre, and I was investigating it. This is where I got to climb a giant machine, and it was really cool. So I think that's a fair comparison. I do think that the one of the big drivers for me to keep playing is figuring out why the world is the way it is, because obviously it's far future. I think it's 1,000 years in the future, post-apocalyptic, and I'm really curious to see like what the deal with that is. And I feel like there were a lot of hints in the demo I played toward what that would be, but I didn't get a lot of information. So I think that's the main. Like, if you're wondering, like, oh, why should I play this if I,
I hope it's good.
already, yeah.
I hope it's like,
played
oh,
Fortnite.
damn.
I know, I hope.
Yeah.
So here's
why?
I hope this isn't spoiling anything. I don't think it is, but all right. There's a short story from back in the day, July 31st, 1937, by Stephen Vincent Benet. It's Nariko, by the way, from Heavenly Sword. Thank you. A few people said it. Bones Nelson said that. Anyway, By the Waters of Babylon, if you get the chance to read it, if you're excited for Horizon, read it. It's a short story. You could find like a PDF. If you search By the Waters of Babylon, the first thing that comes up on Google is the PDF. It is, I don't want to spoil the short story. It's Horizon Zero Dawn. Remember last time we did this in the lobby and I said, I think they got Watchdog 2 from Bedazzled?
Oh, God damn it.
And then we found out, holy shit, Bedazzled was set in San Francisco, much like Watch Dogs 2. Yeah, okay. By the Waters of Babylon is a story about...
You've heard it here first.
Yes. It's a story about these people in this tribal society that go to these places to find metal. It's the currency. And then you start to find out there's a huge twist to it. You can read the short story. Now the twist isn't as novel, but I remember reading this short story in like 7th grade and be like, holy shit. And it sounds a lot like Horizon, and I have my suspicion that they might be going this route. But check it out, By the Waters of Babylon by Stephen Vincent Benet.
I would just want it not to be, we made the machines and the machines took over. Like, I don't want the Terminator.
I like that you had to do the accent for that because I'm right there with you. Like that it came with an accent.
Yeah,
because a lot of Terminator talk today.
It's like it's the beginning of the movie. My initial, before I started thinking about this short story, was maybe like a nuclear war happened and then like tribal warfare sprouted back up. Sure,
but would you even need nukes in 1,000 years when you have these robots? But the robots they're like autonomous, right? They're wild animals.
Well, no, you can override them and use one type of them as a mount, and then the Watchers don't seem like the other ones seem to be like beholden to the Watchers.
Okay.
So, but I can't say for certain.
Okay.
I think there's something going on there. I don't know.
So in terms of the ones that look like brontosaurs with like Starship Enterprises on their head, I think Rob, you described them as that. So
That's like a map.
They're unlocking parts of the map?
Yeah, you climb up and it's like radar.
Like radio towers in Fallout.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And again, I'm not downplaying this because it seems like Fallout, it's a lot of other games have kind of mimicked Fallout 3's or Fallout 2's open world structure. It's that cascading structure of opening the map, getting more quests, which lead to other quests, which leads to items, which leads to hunting, which leads to skills, which leads back to the rest.
Yeah.
I don't mind that, but I would love if this game felt really unique. As of now, I just could see it feeling like a Far Cry game, but
yeah. I mean,
but you played it and I have not.
I'm really excited for it. I'm really looking forward to playing more.
Yeah. But the combat, you had your opinions about the combat too, how it fit into the world. It feels good.
Yeah, you can read all about that on GameSpot.com.
Yeah.
And also there's more gameplay that you can check out, and we have 4K gameplay as well.
Because this game does look really good.
Yeah.
Guerrilla always kind of nails it on the head with the visuals.
Yeah, I think the only thing was the camera was a little wonky for me.
Oh, okay.
But like at some points, but yeah. So the combat, like I said, like the weapons don't feel ineffective, but you also don't feel overpowered. And I like the how the skill tree feeds into combat, and kind of shapes how I played. I focused more on stealth while I was there, so I'm excited to try different routes and everything like that. I'm just really looking forward to playing more. I didn't really want to leave. I had to catch a flight because it was a day trip.
How long did you play? We do have questions.
4.5 hours.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna throw some questions at you, and a lot of these you might not even know, or any of us might know. But I'll pick ones that you might. So, did you get a sense of the scope of the map? Because Adam Roston on Twitter had said, "How does Horizon compare to other open worlds as far as scope and scale?" I mean, it's always hard to compare games like, Grand Theft Auto 5 to The Witcher, but did this feel big?
I can't really tell. There was a lot of fog of war kind of stuff on the map. So the climbing up on that, I think it's called a long neck or something. No, not on long
Tall
neck.
necks.
Tall neck.
Yeah,
I was like, that is the land before time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait. Was it Petrie was the main character?
No, that's the bat.
I don't want to think about it. It makes me cry.
Who's the main character?
Littlefoot.
Bigfoot, Littlefoot, Petrie.
Shut up.
What? You brought it. You knew who Petrie was.
Jesus.
Such a perk over here.
that cleared a little bit of the fog of war, but I could not tell from what I played how big and expansive it was.
Okay, cool.
I saw some cool in the comments. I don't know if you can confirm this, Kallie. You can the robots drink oil from the ground.
There's ones
like that
they're called grazers, and they were always digging in the ground. But I didn't actually pay attention to what they were doing because I was trying to kill them. So sure, they might be. I don't know. If oil was that plentiful, do you think they would really have that big of a problem with their society? Probably.
Maybe like drinkable water becomes the big thing.
Yeah.
So Amazing 786 said, how meaningful and deep does the side content feel? Are we talking Witcher 3 level? A lot of Witcher 3 comparisons because that kind of nailed the open world formula, or average Ubisoft title.
I would say it's certainly not at a Witcher 3 level from what I can tell. Obviously this game's not out, so I don't want to say definitively. But there were I went on side quests, and one of them was to help a lady find her missing brother who had been cast out because he attacked somebody or something. It was this whole backstory, and she talked for a million years. And so it seems like it's a lot of world building in side quests from what I saw. I mean, there were other kind of not fetch questy things, but it was find some meat for this lady. And I was like, I'm not doing that. So I'm not going to she can find her own meat. So.
That's right, because I didn't even realize that there are rabbits and animals running around as well.
Yeah, you can hunt organic matter, and you can kill people.
You're not eating metal.
You're not eating. No, nobody eats metal.
Glass like the Grinch.
This sucks.
Jacob White on Twitter, he was asking if there's an upgrade system for your mounts. Dinosaur robots. Did you get a sense of that, or just pretty much standard
I treated my mounts as disposable. I would
Roach?
Override it. I would ride a mount to where I wanted to go, and then I used it as bait, and another machine would attack it. So I did not get that far with it. Cool. I was like, you can just fight this machine for me. I'm going to go gather things.
A lot of people are asking if there's going to be a demo for this game. Michael Cortorial had asked. I don't think so. I think that this game's out, and it just went gold. It's in 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, I don't
game's almost
think
out.
So.
So sadly, we have to wait. One thing that sucks, this game is out 3 days before the Twitch, or 4 days before the 4 days before the Switch, Nintendo Switch.
4 days before Zelda.
Bummer.
Obviously, I don't think they knew that before Nintendo announced the release date of March 3rd. This game's out February 28th.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even have.
You have to try to beat this game in 3 days before you get a Nintendo Switch if you plan on it.
Yeah.
I am really torn because I've been wanting to play Zelda for so long, but I really did enjoy playing Horizon, and I want to play more. So it's going to be a weird balancing act between two open world games that are very different.
Because I don't think Horizon doesn't seem like it's directly competing with if you're Super Nintendo games, but if you're saving up money for a Switch, then it might be tough to do both of those in 1 week, especially the time. Between Zelda's open world, like you just said, and Horizon's it's not a short game. Doesn't look like it.
No, it does not look short.
Ugh. All right, it's unfortunate, but at least we'll have both. At least neither of them are
embarrassment of riches.
Yeah. And then I think that was all the questions I wanted to bring up.
All right.
Cool. So that was our last segment on Horizon Zero Dawn that releases February 28th for PlayStation 4. Kallie has a preview up on GameSpot now. You can go read that. We also have a few discussions from E3 last year, kind of outdated, but still might be relevant. The cinematic trailer's up on GameSpot. You can watch that, get a sense of the story of the game. Let us know what you think in the comments.